Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jay and Will Show. I am Jay. My bro Will. What's going on, man? And we got a full house today, man, because it's playoff time. So we're about to get into it. The full conglomerate is here, man. Super excited about this one to get it going. Back with us, back with the much anticipated return. Got my boy Daryl. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? I'm just ready to toss the ball, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Good to have you back, bro. We also got Big Tom with him. What's up, Tom? What's going on, bro?
What's going on, gentlemen? What's going on?
Yes, sir. And of course, we got the CEO of the Glow Sun Production umbrella, decked out in the Mavs gear this morning. Got my bro Rel. What's up, big dog?
Luca. I'm great, man. Hey, Papa.
All right, man. So what we decided to do is just kind of have the first round of games that we're going to discuss in this particular video, and then we'll have another video going over the round of games that start on Sunday. We'll start in the Eastern Conference first. The early game in the East this afternoon or on Saturday is going to be the Miami Heat visiting the Milwaukee Bucks. And so what we'll be doing in this particular video, which is going over series notes and making our prediction in terms of who we feel like are going to win the series, this particular series that starts on Saturday. So I'll kick things off with Will. What do you see happening in the Heat Bucks series to kick us off?
I think Milwaukee will get their revenge, especially after last year in the bubble. Miami came out as gangbusters last year, were on a mission, and they just, for the most part, ran through Milwaukee. Giannis, he wasn't that forced Giannis to grow his game even more coming into the season, more offensive, more jumpers. Just so that the rest of the team, they wouldn't, if they give him the space to shoot and he doesn't shoot, it's only being detrimental to the team. So now he's hitting a couple of threes a game, being able to hit jumpers. That's really pushed Milwaukee. Actually, to me, that's a better team than he's hitting jumpers than instead of only taking it to the basket. So I think with that, Milwaukee's going to take this series. I think it's going to be, with this one, I think Miami will win the second game, but I think after that, it's going to be straight Milwaukee winning in 5.
Bucks in 5. All right. Daryl, what you got for the series?
So I see Giannis dominating this series. I know Miami with the shooting from Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero might be able to kind of stay in some games, but I don't really see Miami being able to stop the Greek freak from doing what he does and what we know that he's capable of. I see this series going 6. I see Miami probably get 2. So I got the Bucks in 6.
All right, Big Tom.
Make sure Victor is out, right?
Victor is out, I believe.
Yeah, for the season. Yeah.
But here go another crucial player. I know Milwaukee got PJ Tucker, whatever. But Miami, for me, always been a great player, Trevor Ariza. Now, for me, Trevor Ariza can guard Giannis a little more than, maybe Butler and whatever they're going to put on and Bam and all that good stuff. So that takes some fouls. I think he's quick enough, even though he's a little older, he plays really good defense to stay with Giannis. And I'm going to go with what Giannis said. Giannis said it's the same thing as last year. Some words to that effect, right? I say it might go 6, could go 7, but with the addition of Trevor, and they know how to beat Giannis, I'm saying Miami in 6, man. Okay. They got more shooting to me. They could shoot the ball.
Right.
Once Giannis go to the bench, what happens?
So to hell with Chris Middleton, to hell with Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
To hell with.
Oh, my bad. I left them out. Yeah, to hell with them. I don't know.
All right,
man. What are you talking about?
Hey, man.
That's me. I mean, I can't do nothing but be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fighting for the championship. I can't do nothing but be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. All right, Real, what you got, man? How you feel about the series?
Man, I think this year Giannis is gonna get it. And I'm gonna say 6 because they got those pieces, the PJ Tuckers, the Drew Holiday and stuff like that for this reason right here. Mm-hmm. To help them go on a longer playoff run. So now they're gonna be better. But they already were a good defensive team. Now they're gonna be even better defensively. I know Bam gonna be on a mission, man, because he got left off a defensive player of the year list. But like Tom was saying too. Well, I think they're gonna probably end up putting Bam on Giannis primarily. I don't see Trevor Ariza or anybody like that sticking Giannis. He's too big for him and too physical. So, but yeah, I got the Bucks in 6, man, because I think that Giannis I think he kind of getting tired of everybody talking about what Miami did to him last year. I think he's gonna get his revenge this year.
Yeah, I think it'd be closer than people may think. But I just look at Drew Holiday as like Russ said, like that's the reason why they made those additions to get over the hump that they hit last year. Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson haven't been shooting as well this year as they did last year. Mm-hmm. And I think they needed that to get them over the hump. If they didn't have those guys shooting out of their minds, it would have been a different story, I feel like, last year. And so I think, they kind of hit lightning in a bottle last year. Now, I know Jimmy Butler thrives on, people saying that they're not going to do it. So I think it's going to be competitive just based on that alone because that man not gonna let them lose. Like he just built different, man. But I think at the end of the day, having Drew Holiday, having PJ Tucker, and just those key additions, if they go out in the first round after making all those additions to the roster, that's gonna look different. And so I just think based on that, the pressure that's on Giannis, the pressure that's on that franchise to build around him. After they gave him all their money, I think they just got to find a way. And I will say this part, though. I can't rule Miami completely out, but I will say if they do get over Milwaukee this year, Budenholzer out of there. Like it's a wrap for him.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So I'm going to pick the Bucks in this series. I actually think it may go 7 just because I just can't count Jimmy out. I feel like Jimmy alone can get them. Maybe they can get 2 games, and Tyler and Duncan can kind of get out of their funk and actually contribute and play well. They got a chance to get 3 games out of that series. So, out of respect to Jimmy, just because it's Jimmy, I'm gonna give them a puncher's chance and say they take it to 7. But I still got Milwaukee ultimately win that series.
I think too with Tyler. You go to next one. Tyler Hero, man, he's been kind of out of favor too with Eric Spoelstra. He's been in and out of the lineup, man, because his inconsistency, man. So, yeah, You're right. I think him and Duncan Robinson were the key last year. And this year, it's kind of like, That's why I kind of picked that's one of the reasons why, too, I picked the Bucks.
All right. Anybody got any last words in this series before we move on to the next one?
Hey, put me down for Heat in 7, man. Heat in 7.
Heat in 7?
Okay.
Heat in 7. I told it's going to be, I think it's be close. I said, I think it might be Heat, man. Heat in 7.
Okay.
Man, he just want Budenholzer to get fired. That's all it is, man.
I need Jason Kidd back.
Yeah, right.
Hey, man, listen. That's not the worst idea in the world.
Right.
All right. We'll go ahead and move on to the other game in the Eastern Conference. We got the Boston Celtics going against the Brooklyn Nets. This one might be a short one for us. But I will start with my boy, Daryl, man. How you got that series playing out?
Brooklyn in 5, dog.
Brooklyn in 5.
Brooklyn in 5. I'm going Brooklyn in 5 because, man, Jason Tatum ain't gonna win no series by himself, dog. Yeah. I don't see it happening. I don't see him scoring. He gonna have to hit 60 straight for 4 games straight, 60, and I don't see it happening. And plus, it's just too much to try to take KD and James Harden down by himself. So I'm going Brooklyn in 5.
Brooklyn in 5. All right, Tom, what you got, bro?
Say, man, even if he did hit 60 a night, it's not enough. It's not enough by himself.
You getting the brooms out?
Oh, I'm getting the broom. Ain't no gentleman sweep. Them boys are sweeping. We're not going 5 to say gentleman sweep. No, them boys are sweeping. And they can sweep, literally. They can literally sweep if they had maybe one of them 3 in there. They got 2 of them 3. You gonna put 3 of the 3 in there? It's gonna be 130 to 87 every night. Don't quote me on that one. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I mean, one of them could be close just for show.
Yeah,
They sweeping them boys. They sweeping them boys.
Oh man,
Sweeping them boys.
130, 87.
Hey, make sure you write that down. Write that down.
I'm John. Hey, we'll put 130, 87 under his name.
Yeah.
If I just get one of those 4 games close to that,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
MVP of the week.
Man.
Absolutely.
In fact, make it the segment. He called it. That's what he's gonna be called. He called it.
Yeah.
He called it with Thomas.
He called it with Thomas. I like it already. I'm patting it right now. Now.
Real, what you got, man?
Man, listen, bro. Thomas might be on to something though, because like you said, man, Tatum got to go super duper nova, man, to win this series, man. Like when we're saying about Boston losing, bro, it's not a knock to Tatum. Like he can only do what he can. This ain't the days of Dirk and Garnett and all them days where one guy could just carry a whole entire team to a championship, bro. You gotta have at least 2, man. And without Brown, it's gonna be hard, bro. He's gonna have to drop 50 or 60, man, just to beat these dudes. I'm gonna say 5 because Brooklyn got horrible defense, bro. Like anybody can score on. I can see Tatum going off and averaging about 35 in the series. But yeah, I got Brooklyn in 5, bro. I hate to say that because I'm gonna win, but yeah, Brooklyn 5.
I'll ask this question real quick before I get mine. With I think we all gonna pick Brooklyn to win the series in 4 or 5. Does that mean anything for Brad Stevens as far as his future, or do we just look at it as you can't beat this team regardless, so it doesn't matter? And does he get a pass?
My bad. I think it's both, but I think Brad Stevens' time has run his course. If I be honest with you, it means both. You know, I mean, it's a hard team regardless. Yeah. But I think his time has, because he ran his course. And we'll be honest, he got him couple, with IT, they got their finals. I mean, the Eastern Conference Championship, a couple years ago, 4 years ago. But time has run his course. I don't think he can manage, and I say manage because he can't coach these boys right now to where they need to be with the firepower that they have. He can't coach it. So that's just me.
I kind of agree with Thomas, man. He does have a pass this year because of Brown is out and they are playing a juggernaut. And but I think kind of like you were saying, I think that he lost that team, man, probably towards the end of last year with the whole Kyrie thing, and it just them not having enough around Tatum and Brown, because Tatum should not have to score 50 or 60, bro, for them to barely win a game. You know what I mean? And so it might be time. I'm not saying that Brad Stevens is a bad coach.
Yeah,
sometimes I think he's not assertive enough, and it's. With those young guys, man, you need some assertion, man. They want somebody to know that, okay, if I don't get this done, coach gonna do this, gonna do that, and I don't think he's that type of coach. He probably might want to go back to the college level, but I'm with Thomas. I think it's gonna be both.
So, like I said, I think everybody gonna have the same answer for this one in terms of who gonna win. It's just a matter of whether we gonna give Brooklyn or Boston the respect of giving them a game or not.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving them that respect to get a game. I have the Nets getting the brooms out only because, if all 3 of those dudes are healthy, it doesn't matter if one of those dudes have a bad shooting night, because, if Kyrie go 4 for 28, which he gonna shoot 28 shots at least. But if he go 4 for 28, at least, and if Harden go score 30, if KD score 30, it don't matter. And I just think it's just too much firepower for Boston to match up with. And we've talked about Boston's lack of defense this year. I know Rel touched on Brooklyn's like a defense, but Boston ain't playing them much better defense either. So I don't think it matters, and I think Boston they won their last game of the season, I think.
Yeah.
And so I think the Nets taking it 4. Will, how you feel about the series? Who you got winning?
He's winning. Tatum against 2 games. Yeah, it's going to be a clean for the Nets in this one.
Yeah. All right. We'll move over to the Western Conference now. And we have the Portland Trailblazers taking on the Denver Nuggets in the first round. I'll kick this one off with Thomas. How you feel about this series and who you see ultimately winning?
Man, for me, this is probably a real close one, just to be honest with you. I know Murray's out. So that's an extra 30 that could come anytime, maybe 50, 30 to 50 just off the muscle real fast.
Yeah.
Joker's been carrying that team, man, and I'm gonna give them credit. I'm gonna give them credit where it's due. But I think this will be a close series because of that. I think Portland's always been almost their team, just almost. If I could have just almost So this year, man, against better thought, but because Murray is out, I don't, and I know Jokic and them playing well. I'm gonna say Portland in 6 in this one, man. I got Portland in 6. I think the games will be close. I think they'll be tight. But I think ultimately, Dame time, it will come in the fourth quarter like it's always do, and on those close games he'll pull away. So that's why I got them tight. Portland at 6.
All right, Will.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. I think these matchup matches up really well. These 2 teams. I think the big thing for the Blazers to win the series is the turnovers. As long as they minimize the turnovers, they'll be able to put work in on the Nuggets because Nuggets defense love to force those turnovers, love to get out and run. And that's where a lot of their offense gets generated. That's kind of why I was hoping Dallas would have got the Nuggets. Because Dallas doesn't turn the ball over as much, so that's why we would have had a great chance of beating them. But yeah, I agree with Thomas. I think Blazers win this one. I go with 6 as well. James, he wasn't top tier again, and he talked. So I'm sure he's going to take that as a slight, being able to, especially while CJ was out, keeping the team in the playoff race, and then getting them pulling them up out of the play-in as well. And then also helping keep that fans' house as well.
That was great.
He's gonna be balling this first round. So yeah, I agree. I got Blazers in 6.
Daryl?
And I'm gonna go with the Blazers in 6 too. And the reason I say this is because, man, I have learned I'm not gonna go against Dame in no series. I have learned my lesson. And the guard play is gonna be real key in this series. You know what I'm saying? And I know that one addition for Portland that's gonna help them was when they added Norman Powell. Swiping him out for Gary Trent Jr. I know a lot of people like Gary Trent Jr., but Norman Powell kind of fits that system a little bit better. As far as like with Jokic on the Nuggets side, the Blazers got a lot of bodies to run. They got the Yusuf Nurkic, and they got Cantor, and they got Hassan Whiteside to run that. So that's like 3 big bodies that they can use to kind of wear him down throughout this series. I feel like Michael Porter Jr. is going to be a key for the Nuggets for them to be in some games going forward. But like I say, the guard play is going to be too much, in my opinion, and I'm going with the Blazers.
Okay, Rel?
So everybody got Blazing 6, huh? I'm about to flip it. I got the Nuggets in 7. I think Jokic is going. They do got Nurkic over there in Portland. That's. he didn't play last year
Mhm.
in the playoffs, so I
Mhm.
think that's a big like Daryl said, that's a big body they can throw on Jokic. I think this is gonna be Michael Porter breaking out series right here, man. I think he's gonna go off. And with the addition of Aaron Gordon, man, that can kind of help with the size and the inside because the Blazers are guard heavy, but Portland is big man heavy. So it's going to pretty much determine, which one is going to dominate more. Like I said, with Norman Powell, that was a good pickup. Kind of wish that it kept Gary Trent Jr. as a basketball fan, but I guess it is what it is. But yeah, I got the Nuggets in a close one in 7, only because they got home court advantage.
I'm really surprised how easy it seemed to pick Portland from Daryl, Will, and Tom.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm just like, I love Dame, but man,
it's not easy.
This is a hard series, bro.
It's not easy.
It wasn't simple. It's just the thought process of the whole outlook of the series itself. It ain't gonna be an easy series at all.
I don't think it is. I think in the crunch time, and this is just for me, my bad, Jay, and I know you picking yours.
Yeah.
In the crunch time for me, if I go in crunch time, I just want to give Dame this. Now, mind you, I'm not really a Dame fan like that. I'm just telling you the truth. But just like you said, I got you. I don't want to. But they pull a team from they pull a team from the bottom of the West to come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He carried on his back. I think some of that only in this first round, not the second round, is going to carry over. And so I say in those close games, I'm gonna give to Dame. And just like real fast, I definitely, hey man, I could definitely see Nuggets in 7 because for me, I like the veteran play. I think just like last year, Millsap might get him a good 15-6 real fast in third quarter, and this is gonna change everything.
Yeah,
that's what, bro. Millsap, like you forget he played.
He played 12 minutes. Like it'd be like 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. I'm gonna go back and sit down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I get the 7 for the Nuggets. I get it.
This one, man. I'm gonna go Denver in 7.
Whoa, okay.
Don't tell him I said that.
I'm going to DM Dame real quick.
Write it down.
Man, I think Denver's still not getting their proper respect, and I think this is a prime opportunity to make an example out of a team that just people are going to look at it and say, oh, well, they got Dame, so Dame will put them over the top. And obviously, Thomas pointed out Jamal Murray not being there, and I think that does kind of show up at some point. But I think they did a good job with getting guys like Aaron Gordon who, can kind of help, not necessarily fill his shoes from an offensive perspective, but can at least contribute. And I think Michael Porter Jr. is taking enough of a step to where he could potentially, to some degree, fill that void that Jamal Murray left. I'm not saying he can go for 50. He could, but I think the odds are obviously more in favor of Murray doing that than Porter. But I think Porter's one of those dudes where if he get hot, you can just go ahead and get off the field. Get off the court. Like he has that kind of streakiness in his game. And so I think he does have the potential to lift them, be that X factor like Rel mentioned, to get them a game or two, when the focus is on Jokic to, they may double team, triple team Jokic or whatever. The issue with that is he's such a good distributor that he can anticipate that double team and triple team and still get guys open. The onus is on those role players to make those shots when they get the opportunities. And I think there's more opportunities there from Denver's perspective than Portland's. Obviously, Portland got Melo, and y'all mentioned Norman Powell and those guys. And obviously, TJ McCollum can go for 50 if, when he get hot as well. So I do give them the respect to give them the 3 games, but I think that 4th game, game 7 being in Denver, I'm not sure what their crowd situation is, if they're going to have a full house or not, I don't know. But even still, just having that opportunity to close it out, I think there's an onus on them to kind of prove that them getting the number 2 seed is not a fluke, and that they actually are a talent, or number 3 seed is not a fluke, and that they actually can play and have opportunity to make some noise. So it's going to be tough. Either way, I think it's going to go 7 games just because that's a really good matchup. But I'm gonna go with Portland. I'm gonna go with Denver and apologize today and later on this evening. So the final game that we're gonna talk about, or the final series we're gonna discuss in this video, is the Mavs Clippers series. I'm gonna get right to it, man. Thomas, how you feel?
Hey,
Yeah, man. Hey, watch your answer, man. Watch your answer.
I want to get out the way.
Hold on, boy. I got this big old. Y'all can't see it. I'm real black. I got this big old Texas boy on my arm, so I'm always Texas. But let me just say this: we all healthy, right? Everybody playing.
JJ is out this series.
Yeah, except for JJ. I think Maxey playing.
Yeah,
Maxey gonna play.
Maxey's playing. JJ's out for the whole series.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Jalen. We got Powell.
Okay. If everybody's playing, first of all, as y'all know, I am a Rondo and Chris Paul fan. Even though they beef, I am a Rondo and Chris Paul fan. I love the addition of Rondo to Clippers. That's just me. I just think he controlled the game, and his winning record since he's been there has been astonishing. For the series, for the whole series, I mean, I'm just be honest with you.
Just say it, bro.
I'm gonna say Clippers in 7. I think it's gonna go 7.
7? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of heat left over from last year, and a lot of heat left over from last year. So the Mavericks gonna get some games, and the Clippers are going to dwindle down like they do. But I think just in this first round, I think it might be the Clippers in 7.
Okay. Will?
I'm putting on my homer cap. I got Mavericks. I think it's gonna be a good series. It's so a healthy KP. Let's say that KP plays the whole series. Our team stays healthy. So we had so Rick was on the radio the other day saying that in the playoffs you get more time off. All right, so they actually get more this time. For through the game during the regular season, it's like a 2.5 minute timeout for like the TV timeouts. But during the playoffs, it pushes up to like a 3.5 minutes. So, it's like an extra minute for your TV timeouts in the playoffs. Extra money for the league. So I think he's just talking about how a lot of times they shorten the roster. Because you get that extra time off and extra TV time. So I think that will help Dallas. But I think that also Dallas stinks because they went through COVID, because they went through the KP injuries. Everybody on the bench actually was able to get a lot of good playing time because of that. And they were able to keep their head above water for the most part too, just long enough for them to get healthy enough to make the playoff push. So I do think that them being able to get that cohesiveness, because to me, it's starting to get to the point where I feel like that's what Rick does through the regular season, is constantly changing the lineups just to get ready for the playoffs. I think he knows, like, okay, we're going to make the playoffs, so I need to know who can be able to work together from top to bottom to be able to put them in situations when it comes to the playoff round. Because that's how, when they won the championship 10 years ago, to put JJ to start the to be able to win out that series. So I think it's just things like that. He's like, you know what, we'll take some losses in the regular season, but I think that would translate to wins in the playoffs because of it. So I think Dallas will win this one in 7. The head coach matchup is going to at least win us one of those games.
Yeah. We're not gonna hurt you, bro. It's okay. It's a safe space.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this here, man. I'm like Thomas. I like Rondo. I just wish he wasn't on the other LA team. And as much as I hate that team, I can't stand it. Y'all know how much I can't stand it, especially one particular person on that team I can't stand. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox and I'm gonna look at it. Man, I got the Clippers in 7.
Okay.
And the reason why I say it is because I can't trust KP. I can't trust him.
That's
I
fair.
don't trust him. That is the only reason why I'm picking him. I can't trust KP to be there for all 7 games. And I'm thinking about the bodies that the Clippers do have up front.
Mhm.
I don't know. Is Serge going to be playing in this series?
Yes.
Is he back?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
think
you
I
got
put.
Yeah, he came back the last game, I think.
You got Serge. You got DeMarcus Cousins. You got
Oh, I forgot about DeMarcus Cousins.
those bodies gonna kind of weigh on KP. And I don't know if he's gonna be able to hold up. Now, if we get some Nick KP out there, I might be able to squeeze it out. But I'm gonna go with the Clippers, man. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Did you say how many games?
He said 7. He said 7.
7. I'm gonna go 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna let the CEO close it out.
Man.
I gotta go.
Jay, choose your words.
I gotta go in my head. I think, and
Go with your heart.
Yeah, go to hard, Jay.
listen. So I'm just looking at matchups,
Yeah.
and I think Dallas has a better bench than the Clippers, but I think the Clippers bench is more top heavy than the Mavericks. And what I mean by that is I think if you look at bench versus bench, I think ours is deeper, but I think the talent level is better on the Clippers side. It's just a shorter bench than what the Mavs have.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just comes down to Daryl's point, whether or not we can trust KP being healthy for the whole series. That's just what it is. And I can't trust him being healthy for the whole series because he has never been healthy for a whole series. So it's hard to depend on that. And I'm unsure about Luka's temperament in this series because I think one of the things that people haven't discussed too much is the Clippers were like mucking him up in the last year. Like they were purposely trying to get him hot and get him take advantage of his emotions. I think he did somewhat of a good job of tempering that to some degree, but I think there may be some frustration internally in terms of him knowing that he can't depend on KP to be there and knowing that he has to shoulder the load. That I think that to some degree that can kind of play into his temperament going in. And they have guys on that side, on the Clippers side, that are agitators, professional agitators.
Yeah.
That I think
Morris,
yeah, even Rondo. Like I think they
Rondo.
have like Boogie to some degree also. Like they have guys that are professional button pushers, and I think not having somebody that can take the load off of Luka's shoulders for a little bit, at least consistently, is going to be an issue. If KP can stay healthy for the entire series, it could be a different story. But he's one anchor roll away from being out for the whole series. He's one, bad landing on a jump shot or one hard shot from Boogie away from being out the whole playoffs. So I just can't depend on him for that, which we'll have to have a whole different video for that. But just my lack of trust in KP's ability to stay healthy and be dependable throughout the series is the reason why I have to go with the Clippers. And I'm actually going to put the Clippers in 6 because I just don't trust us. Because it depends on what team shows up. We've shown throughout the year that consistency is not our thing. And in the playoffs, you got to have that consistency, particularly against a team like this, who is on a mission to prove people wrong because of what they did last year. That's another thing, too. Like, they're out to at least try to prove themselves, better than what they did last year, where they folded like cheap tents against the Nuggets. But if they don't make out the first round, that's a whole different ball of wax we got to discuss. But I'll pick the Clippers in 6, and I hope that if that does happen, that Cuban and Donnie can look at this and say, we got to do something different. And I don't know what that is. And like I said, that's a whole separate video, but I think this is an opportunity for them to look at the roster as a whole and say, okay, what steps can we take to make sure that when Luka is up after that next re-up, that he doesn't decide he want to go somewhere else. So again, separate video, but I got the Clippers at 6. Rel, what you got?
Well, here we go. So to y'all's, I got first. I'm gonna go and say I got the Mavs in 6. Let me tell y'all why.
Okay.
It's this whole like narrative that the Clippers are just this unbeatable juggernaut that's been low key doing work. They've been doing okay. I've been watching them over the last maybe week and a half, bro, and they're not just as unbeatable as they make it seem. Like they've been losing games too. Minus the 2 games they lost on purpose to hide from the Lakers. They just haven't been as down. They haven't been as good as everybody makes it seem like they have. And they ran from the Lakers.
They did.
But yeah, they haven't been as good as advertised. Everybody make it seem like because they've been quiet and everybody's focus is on like the Lakers not being healthy or Brooklyn having a big 3. So everybody's attention hasn't really been on them. And so I decided to watch a few of their games. And like I said, it just didn't seem as scary as they tend to be. They're very 3 heavy. It's like it's 3 or nothing with them. And so if their threes are hitting, they're not any good. And with the addition of Rondo, that did help steady their offense, but it's still those 2 guys in George and Kawhi. If they don't get going, then that's it. They have a bench that's pretty solid, but their bench last year was better than this bench this year.
Yep.
And so, but to the point, why I picked the Mavericks. If you listen to a lot of the interviews, Rick Carlisle, it could be some of the players, Tim Hardaway having an interview. If you listen to the interview, they understand what's at stake here. They understand what happened last year, and it's kind of like they wanted to play the Clippers. It's like, look, we wanted some revenge on them. We knew what happened last year. We know that they were trying to get under Luka's skin, but I think the main key for this whole series is going, like I think everybody alluded to it. If KP is healthy, we saw what Dallas did last year when KP was healthy, and I feel like with a year under their belt, they'll be a whole lot better. If Luka can keep his attitude in check, which I think he will, because I think he understands what's at stake, and he understands that they're going to try to get under. I know the coach is going to tell him that. The coach is going to tell him. I've even heard Rick Carlisle on a few interviews say, like, look, we've talked to him about that. Like, bro, you got to watch it. Leave the refs alone. Leave the refs alone. This is the playoffs. The refs are going to let people play a little bit more than they do in the regular season, so he's going to have to understand that. But I think the key for this series is going to be KP. And I'm banking that KP is going to understand that. It's like, bro, listen, we need you in this series, bro. You saw what happened last year. When we had you, we were doing work. Without you, we got 6 out of them.
Right.
So the prediction I'm making, man, is going to be can't believe I'm doing. I'm putting my faith in KP.
Woo!
I'm doing it. KP, do not let me down, man. Please do not let me down, bro. Because like I said, we know what Dallas can do when KP plays. We know what they can do. And to your point, Jay, about the inconsistency, Dallas didn't show inconsistency against the good teams. It was against the bad teams.
That's true.
And we've already said what their record is against the good. That's why I'm confident they could beat the Clippers. Because Dallas, I think we only lost 1 game against the Clippers this year, and we barely lost. But the games we beat them in, we beat them.
That's true.
And so that's why I said I'm really confident. But the key, please, KP, I need you to stay healthy, bro. Please stay healthy. If you can stay healthy, we got this in 6.
That's the only reason why I can't depend on it, just because. Like,
no, I understand.
If that's what I gotta stand, if that's the branch I gotta stand,
I'm going out there, bro. I'm going out there. Oh man, I'm going out there, bro. I might be out there by myself, but if he could just stay healthy, bro, like it'll be a whole different game, bro. And with Maxey coming back too, that's big too, because we didn't have Maxey for like 2 weeks or something like that. So yeah.
All right. Well,
please,
I hope you're right.
Please stay healthy.
Right.
What?
That's all I can say.
You praying hard.
Yeah.
Please, Jesus.
Please just stay healthy.
Give me this.
Bro, listen,
I series, bro. That's all I'm asking, bro.
I hope I'm wrong, bro. I really do.
Yeah, me too. I hope.
Hey, I hope y'all wrong. I hope I'm right. Dude, like, bro.
No, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm saying the Mavericks win it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Not picking the 7. So
because to your point, real like they took him to 6 without him last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I think both teams are different. I mean, The Clippers are almost completely different outside of their starting five, or even their starting five is
Starting
different.
five, yeah.
So like their roster is not the same as last year.
I give them that. They're better built for now.
Yeah.
It's just that like I don't fear them this year. Like last year, I kind of feared them a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this year, I've been watching the game. I don't fear the Clippers, man. Like I said, they're 3 heavy. Like if they threes are falling, yeah. But if their threes aren't falling, then they're pretty average. You know what I mean? I feel like we're on the same footing. It's just gonna depend on what. There's another thing too. Yeah, y'all know how Paul George is. It's gonna depend on what Paul George does.
Shoot out the back outside of the backboard.
He's gonna shoot behind the backboard from the front of the goal. Like so.
Hey man, I thought we were gonna talk about that. Stop the video,
man. Oh man. All right, well, those are our predictions. And obviously, as the season progresses, the postseason progresses, we'll have the opportunity to come back and see how we did. I know Thomas was letting us know about his playing record as the games progress. So you know we'll have.
Listen, it's a new segment called. He called it. All right, stay tuned for it. Stay tuned for it. You know what I'm saying? The last two playing games, you know, it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But listen, he called it. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
Coming soon, close time.
All right, fellas. From Tatum, so.
Yeah, you did call
that. All right, fellas. Well, appreciate y'all as always. Always fun. And we'll obviously be back with another video discussing the other 4 series in this playoffs for 2021. But for now, we'll go ahead and put a bow on this one. Obviously, for Will, we appreciate having Thomas on, Daryl on, and Rel. You know what it is already. Appreciate you, boys. And as always, like we mentioned, every single video, please like and subscribe to the Glow Sun Production channel. Comment on things you like for us to do, like for us to start implementing in. If you need to, if you want to see certain things, feel free to give us that feedback. So I always appreciate you guys, and we are out. Thank you, guys.